You're not going to run out.
Second class stamps 8 in Christmas. One also I have.
8.
8
You haven't got any.
No, I have book also. 50.
Yeah, because I want probably
50. 60. The class 140.
170
each.
Wow. I can remember when they were like 25, 30.
You run out.
I have
That's 73. That's not 6 back, so that's
total.
So yeah, letters that you used to write in and fold up.
airmail ones.
Yeah. So yeah, letters that you used to write in and fold up.
Airmail ones.
Yeah.
Okay, now anything by?
Well, I want some milk, but you probably can't do milk on
No,
this.
milk here. No. Milk there, sir.
Okay.
And stamp money.
The under 100.
Yeah, I know. But sometimes. So we had a show book out here. And 25 single.
And we're back. We get over the road. My mate just sent a message. Certainly feel a bit livelier now. I've got out and about again. They're actually saying, "Where have you been, Phil?" Obviously, I normally go in the shop every day. And this is the first time I've been out for 6 days. I'll tell you what, I feel a lot better. I haven't done my medication yet, but even being out here in the fresh air, my brain feels a little bit more sort of active. So anyway, it's quite windy. Nearly couldn't find me new vape, but we found one in there. In fact, I should really ask me pal Lee if he wants me old one. G'day Jamie, how you doing? Just on this lane at the moment, guys. Show you. Currently, OnlyFans link. No, don't know what that is. Somebody trying to spam everywhere, I think. Cheers. Yeah. In fact, I might have to do one of my tablets in a second. Definitely got something stuck in my shirt. In my trainer. It feels quite wintry out here. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's colder in my house. A bag of goodies. Got a meeting in the morning with Amy. Amy's the social worker that I've been refusing to work with, but I've told her I'll work with you tomorrow. So I'm working with Amy. Where we're going to progress to, who knows? Bag of goodies. I'll have that bag of goodies in a minute, if you're anything like me, anyway. What have I got? Not a lot. Well, I'll have a bit of something in a minute. Just going to pick something up from my mate's house. In fact, I'm going to be back on this stream in a second. It'll just spin round just while I'm at my mate's door. Obviously, don't want to be broadcasting me pal. But yeah. Feeling a lot more with it now. Might not seem it, but I've not had no medication for 5-6 days. But I just picked that up. Need a little privacy. That's why we got the stop button. Well, I don't. I just press the button. It'll spin round. But I'll be back on this stream. Yeah. Starting to open up now. The rain. Get back indoors. Might have a nice cup of coffee. Take me medication, and then sit there and wait till I wake up a bit. I've literally been on no medication for 5-6 days. Wanted to go and get the other Madness LP as well today, but I might get that tomorrow. Might even have a trip into London. I do believe that the Beat's new album. I've got some good news as well about the Beat. Obviously I was supposed to go to my Selector concert, but unfortunately I was in hospital, couldn't do that. But guess what I've seen? Guess who's coming this month to Tunbridge Wells? Rankin Roger, not Rankin Jr., which is Roger's son, who I've seen before at the Rankin Roger Memorial concert in Birmingham. He's playing in Tunbridge Wells again. So I'm going to grab a ticket for that. Instead of the Selector, it's the Beat. It'll be the second time I've seen them. Yeah, they're really good live. In fact, I might try and find my ticket in a minute. But yeah, they're playing at the Forum in Tunbridge Wells. So we'll get a ticket for that. Right, it's just starting to rain now.
Hello.
Hiya. Oh, loads of mail. Open that later. Got Amy coming in the morning. Have to have a little tidy up then. Oh, let me get rid of this. Got a bit of weed. Still got all my THC. Am I gay? No, unfortunately. I'm not. Never really been into men. Got another trial out there maybe. Anyway, we got the THC juice. Got the amphetamines. Got the energy drink. First of all, we're going to have an amphetamine, a dexamphetamine, which hopefully cheers, should wake me up a bit. This is the amphetamine. That's basically speed, if you want to call it that. Got another 2 boxes of the well, that's my antidepressant. I should have another box of them. Got that. Having a few odd ones in. I've not done one of these for 6 days. What you got? Little orange pills, speed, whatever you're calling it. What's that? It's amphetamine. Amphetamine sulfate? Well, it's actually dexamphetamine sulfate. It's a drug they give to people who've got ADHD, which I've got. But to be truthful, you've obviously got the pharmaceutical drugs. Where am I from? Out to Bob Mark there, 4239. I'm in Kent, West Kent. Whereabouts are you, Bob? Anywhere interesting? I'm in West Kent, the Garden of England. We've got to have one of them antidepressants. Hello Jamie, how you doing? What is the amphetamines for the ADHD easy to get? No, it's not really. To get East Sussex, Norway. You're a long way from home, Jamie. East Sussex, not far away from me, really. What's the weather like in Norway? Lots of snow, I bet. The ADHD medication, no, it's not really. Well, you're going to be waiting 4 years to get for the specialist to come up. I waited 4 years. Miss England, yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. Anyway, I'm going to roll a quick joint. of the green stuff. Obviously, I've got the green stuff, and I've got my vape with my THC in. This is the THC. I get that off my mate. And basically, you put that in a vape, and there's no nicotine in that. It's just pure THC. Which I've got to say does more for my ADHD than the meds. The weed. Here's one already loaded up. In fact, I was sitting in a police car the other night smoking this, and they didn't know what I was smoking because it doesn't smell of anything. That's just THC vape. It's just, you can smoke it anywhere. I'll show you the green stuff in a second. But with the vapes, what was I going to say? With the vapes, I'm legal to get legal smoke. I can get it like through the government, but I choose not to. I get it from the people that I get it from, the street, basically. We'll leave it at that. I'll just call it the street. That's where I get my stuff from. But if I was to get arrested, it wouldn't go anywhere because of my conditions. If you've got autism, if you've got neurological disorders, autism, ADHD, there are a few other things as well, where you can legally smoke weed. Except mine's stronger than theirs. And theirs, you'll be paying a lot of money for a prescription. I can get all this sort of stuff, the weed, everything, the smoke, buds, get that on prescription. But you'll be paying hundreds of pounds for your prescription. So you're better off seeing your mate round the corner and getting a deal from him. That's the way I look at it. Anyway, I'll show you the green. But the only thing with the old vapes is it lasts that long. I've had to buy another. I got another one here, brand new one that I've not loaded up yet, and I'll show you how I put the THC. All I do is take the juice out of the vape, and then I just put mine in there. Yeah, it should be legal for a lot of other things. When you think that alcohol's legal and you can go out and buy as much vodka as you want and sit there and kill yourself. Do you know what I mean? With the vodka. It's not like you can go out and get a bag of bud and then come back and kill yourself. You're going to fall asleep, aren't you, before you kill yourself? But that's a sad, twisted world we live in. And I believe that one day it probably will be legal, but I'll probably be an old man by then. I think. But yeah, this is what I got. I'll show you me. See if I can zoom in a bit better. Nice golden buds. Let's get one of them in the Rizla. It's all happening tomorrow for me. I've got the social worker Amy coming tomorrow, who I've told everyone about. I don't think she's like that proactive, but I'm prepared to give her a go. So yeah, it's quite nice. I can get for 45 quid. I get 7 grams. Is she fit? That's a rude thing to ask, Jamie, but I'll answer you anyway. She's okay, I suppose. I don't really know her. I'm going to get to know her. But anyway, yeah. 45 quid for a quarter. These I had a deal on. That's a rather crude way of putting it, Freddie. But it's all good. Alright, where's the Rizzlers? Indeed, Freddie, indeed. Fucking Christmas, eh? Oh, don't forget, we got Anthony Joshua. We got Anthony Joshua soon, haven't we? Versus, what's his name? AJ versus Jake Paul, isn't it? I think there's only one outcome now. I think AJ really should be putting Jake Paul to sleep. Whether that happens or not. They're insisting it isn't fixed. But that's it, Jake Paul, yeah. Decorator's old radio. Smothered in it. Nah, that's bad, man. But made me laugh. Anyway, let me catch on with this. Yeah, mate, I think too he should be putting it to sleep. If Jake Paul, we all know about AJ, don't we? And he might get a bump on the head and get the Bambi legs and all that. What happens if Jake Paul, right, actually gets AJ with one? And AJ gets the Bambi legs. Ooh, that'd be the biggest upset ever in boxing, I think. I think that would be the biggest upset ever. But yeah. Crazy, isn't it? Really, you look at what AJ did to that other geezer, Francis Ngannou. Do you remember? He fought Fury, didn't he? And he come unstuck a little bit with Fury. But then AJ just walked out, boom, just put him to sleep. That's what I expect AJ to do. I was watching an interview with AJ's promoters and that, and it's not fixed. It's AJ's looking to get in there and get out. I don't blame him for that kind of money. I reckon it's his second biggest ever payday. So he's got to be on some dough, isn't he? You'd get in there, wouldn't you, for 100 million or whatever? Yeah, I agree with you, Jamie. When you look at Jake Paul, couldn't even beat Tommy Fury, could he? Let's be honest, Tommy Fury beat him. It's definitely fixed that he's saying there that it could be. Even though they get on the YouTube saying, it's all for real and that, you don't know, do you? It's a fucking joke. Yeah, it is a fucking joke, really, isn't it? When you look at boxing and the fact that any old clown can jump, you got to give Jake Paul his due though. He's created something there which is crazy. But should he really be getting in with the top boys? Yeah, exactly. We're all going to watch it. You're right there. What happens if AJ gets them Bambi legs, man, and that's it. It could be over. But I doubt it. But you never know. Boxing, do you know what I mean? No one thought that little Mexican guy was going to do AJ. Do you know what I mean? I can remember sitting in bed at 2 and 3 in the morning watching that. What was his name? The guy that beat AJ, Ruiz, Andy Ruiz. I can remember sitting in bed watching that. Unbelievable. Obviously, that was the first time anyone had ever rattled AJ, but that just goes to show AJ can go down like the best of us. Do you know what I mean? And he might even go down. You don't know, but you would have thought AJ would have just... You'd think skill level and all that. AJ should be miles apart when it comes to skill and movement. And even look at the size of Jake Paul to AJ. Ain't like AJ's going to be looking up. He's going to be looking right down at Jake Paul. He's a lot bigger, but... Just a bit crazy, isn't it, when anybody can fight anybody? They reckon if that was in England, it wouldn't get a licence. What happens if Jake Paul dies? you know what I mean? Not that I'm saying he's gonna, but it could happen. Very dangerous, man. Yeah, it's very dangerous how they can just... What if he dies? We all laugh. What if he wins? But yeah, if I was AJ, I'd be looking to polish him off as quick as I can. Sit there in the dressing room counting your millions. That could be the shortest bit of work ever. If he puts him to sleep like in a matter of seconds, that'd be a nice little earner, wouldn't it? Hang on, guys, I'm just sprinkling me weed in. Every time a rude word comes through, it stops it. Alright. And of course, the other night we had the 30th anniversary of the Essex Boys killings. How about that? "30 years ago. Pat Tate, Tony Tucker, and Craig Rolfe. The Essex bad men. Well, they weren't that bad in the end, were they? Yeah, mate. 30 years ago, it was the 7th of December. Or was it the 6th? It was either the 6th or the 7th of December, 1995. Rettendon, Essex. I can still remember sitting in this room here with my dad when it come on the news. 3 drug dealers have been found, blasted to death. Yeah, 30 years ago, eh? Yeah, in the blue Range Rover. You got Craig Rolfe still holding the steering wheel. His foot's on the brake. You got Tony Tucker in the front. His mobile's between his legs. Yeah, if you want to watch Rise of the Foot Soldier, that's probably the best one. The first one, where it shows like Colton Leach. Yeah, Rise of the Foot Soldier. The first one's pretty good. But yeah, 30 years, eh? Both of them fellas are out now. Did they do it? Yeah, I reckon they did it. What knackered them was this was the first case where telephone mobile evidence had ever been used, and they weren't expecting that. So when they've gone now, I think it was the pilot, Mickey the pilot, he turned round from the word go and said, "I've never even been in Rettendon. I don't even know where Rettendon is." But then obviously the telephone evidence in court put him right there. Showed him coming across into Essex, right to where the murder was, meeting his accomplice. And his only answer to that was no comment. It's because they'd caught him up, they'd caught him out. Do I think someone else was involved? Yeah, I think there was probably another shooter, I think. And then you got Darren Nichols, the grass, who really is an accomplice to murder, isn't he? He's drove him there. But yeah, did they deserve to die like that? Not really. Don't think they deserved that. Obviously, I believe Pat Tate in the back was why they got it, I think, because, yeah, exactly. He conspired, he was part of it. But because he's turned Supergrass, he just gets away with it. Still out there now, in hiding. And he probably still looks over his shoulder. That wouldn't surprise me. But yeah. Crazy, eh? 3 of them. And did they know they were going to get shot? I don't think so. They didn't have no tools on them. Or the killers might have took the weapons that they had. The first time I see it on the news, I said to my dad, somebody's gone on a drug deal and not wanted to pay for anything. They took the drugs, they just took everything, killed them and took whatever. But to be honest, you wouldn't catch me in the middle of nowhere, up a dark fucking whatever, at whatever time in the morning, on a drug deal without some kind of tool or some kind of something somewhere. That's me personally. If I was going on a meet with people that I knew, you probably wouldn't be tooled up. But even then, you'd probably still have something, wouldn't you? Or I would. And the people that I've moved around in criminal circles with before in the past would have. You'd have some kind of weapon stashed away, hidden up, just in case. But yeah, 30 years ago. I've got a few connections where I didn't know the Essex boys, but I've got a few connections to them in the places that I've been. I was in Hollesley Bay Young Offenders Institution when I was 17. I spent my 18th birthday in a Young Offenders Institution. And it was in the same one as where the Essex boys met. Except I was there in 1988. And they were there in, obviously, 94, 95. That's where the Essex boys met. Was in Hollesley Bay. The other connection I got to it is the shit path that they got. Well, I bought, me and my pal Rigsby, we bought a bar of that shit gear, dirt cheap, off my brother. How old am I? I'm 54. So I was 24 when the murders happened. But yeah, that's my links to it. And obviously I've got links to Genesis, the rave organisation, which Colton and that did the security on. Not that I really knew at the time. I was just enjoying myself. No one bothered me. I didn't bother anyone else. Yeah. Another year older. Another year wiser. But yeah, that's my links to it. Didn't know any of them personally. Been in the same places as them. Had some of that shit path. Which did work, but it wasn't 100%, you know what I mean? It did something, but it was shit though. But yeah, we got it cheap, so it didn't bother me and my mate, do you know what I mean? My brother knew it was shit, but that's why we got it a bit cheaper. But Lee Evans, you're not the first one there, brother. You're not the first. World Dance, yeah, Lyd Airport. I've been to World Dance. I've been to majority of the world dances. Lyd Airport, the ones in London. All your raves I've been to. You need help. You need to talk to someone. Am I gay? No. Why do you need to talk to somebody? Out to Jay there. Up in Scotland. But it's cold up there, brother. Well, it soon will be. You know, winter kicks in. Then again, we get it quite cold down here. Am I sure? Yeah. I think I should know my own sexuality, don't you think? Miss some beach party. Man, they were the days. Yeah, they were the classic days, mate. Glenn. Hello, Glenn. Everyone is gay. Debatable. Anyway, bit gutted we ain't got the new Madness album, the second part of it yet. But I'll get that tomorrow. What am I smoking? I'm smoking this. Yeah, new album, Joe. Yeah, I collect records. Got my record decks and everything over there. Hayes, nah. From Dundee. My dad's been in Scotland quite a bit. They used to do all the submarines up in Scotland. The Rosyth dockyard. They still do, I believe. No, I've got some techniques upstairs, but I've got old school techniques from the 70s. Hang on. Your mate Phil McCock died last night. Phil McCock. Out to anybody that's died. Where are my eyes? Hiding. I ain't got my glasses on. Which Premier League team? I support Liverpool. My mum was a Scouser. My dad's from Kent. Talk to the Samaritans. Jay Slater. I've seen a few videos about that case. Wow. I'm not even going to publish comments like that. His sister. I'm a vinyl collector. This is actually a music channel. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to answer the phone. Time to open up my new vape. All we need is one of these. And we need one of these. Brand new. What I'm going to do, take that off. Oh. And here you've got the what would normally be in the vape. So we've got my vape. That's what you'd normally get in the vape. What I'm going to do is take my THC out of there and stick it in there. So basically, we got the normal vape there, which I'm taking out. We've got my THC one there, which I need to just get the bottom off of. This is my THC, which is all I've already put in here. Look. That there is my THC. And all I'm doing here Just plugging that straight into my new thing. Putting that on the end. Obviously got the new vape thing there. As soon as that goes in, that goes on there. Champions League night. Anyway, what you get a couple of blasts of cherry flavour, and then it works. My THC works its way in, and basically you'll be able to taste nothing. Going to take the paper off. Anyway, I won't sit here demonstrating this too much, otherwise I'll be sitting here dribbling at everybody. Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. Anyway. What I'll do with the normal vape, I'll just whack that in here. Anyway, need a shave. Anyway, I'll catch you all a bit later. Don't forget to subscribe, people. Nearly at 1,000.